The next use case we'll cover is utilizing Coralogix flow alerts, which chains together multiple different alert types into a single cohesive story. Now, if you're not familiar again with Coralogix flow alerts, check out Getting to Know Coralogix, because we have a section dedicated to alerting, and it will cover how to use flow alerts, which is really nice. So this particular thing will detect when there's an increase in traffic from suspected sources, and the downstream impact is either errors, performance impact, SLO breaches, that kind of thing. Now, why is this important? DDoS attacks typically come from the same servers. They come from botnets, and they're reused across multiple attacks. It's very rare that people will spin up entirely new IP addresses. And so these IP addresses become known in threat databases. As we've covered in a previous module, you can decorate your logs with information of whether these IP addresses appear in threat databases. So what this means is you can identify malicious traffic. Now, every website will have some malicious traffic. It's perfectly normal. But an increase above the normal will give you a powerful insight into whether something unusual is happening. So let's explore. Once again, warning type, I've set this to a security severity medium. It could be higher, it depends on your security processes. And then I built this flow alert. So what is it? I have a higher than usual suspected traffic. What this is going to do is it's going to use artificial intelligence. It will model the normal flow of traffic in our system, and then it will look for unusual or above the norm occurrences of traffic. So for example, we're seeing here, there's a normal profile of expected suspected traffic that it will profile over a week. And if that increases at any point, then this alarm will fire. Then, within an hour of that alarm firing, we see a few things. Either a latency increase on the front end, a latency increase above accepted threshold on the back end, or an increase in errors, either a 10% error SLO breach that's reported by Fastly, or an error ratio of over 8% errors within 10 minutes with 5xx errors, so something's going wrong on the server, or the database begins to produce error logs. All of these are possible. Now, what this means is that increase in suspected traffic and any kind of performance degradation or error increase from the downstream systems. This is so nice because what it means is that you can really start to pick up on what's going on there. And then, of course, you can add whatever you like to it. You can add auto-remediation and so on. For example, we can add webhooks to update WAF rules, or we can add email addresses as we need to. So this is a really nice example of where you can catch the earliest signs of a DDoS attack by just using some basic Coralogix tools and chaining them together in a very, very powerful, coherent flow alert.